What if I told you that the most powerful AI agent ever built wasn't locked behind a paywall or buried inside a corporate lab, but was open source, autonomous, and already outperforming everything on the market? In just the past few weeks, the AI world has exploded with breakthroughs that most people haven't even begun to process. Moonshot just unveiled a trillion-parameter monster called Kimi K2, and it's not just smart, it acts. Meanwhile, Google silently launched a memory engine that solves one of AI's most frustrating flaws, its goldfish-like forgetfulness. And just as attention shifted their way, Microsoft stepped in with a surgical strike, a tiny, lightning-fast model that runs deep reasoning on a single GPU. All of this is happening simultaneously. Massive open-source agents, memory that sticks, reasoning that doesn't need supercomputers. The AI stack just evolved overnight, and no one's ready for what comes next. Let's dive in. Section 2. Kimi K2, the Autonomous Agent Revolution. Moonshot's Kimi K2 isn't just another large language model, it's an autonomous agent that actually gets work done. Under the hood, it's built from 1 trillion parameters. Yes, trillion. But it uses a method called mixture of experts to stay lean. Only 32 billion of those parameters are activated for any given task, meaning it delivers brute force performance without draining compute like a sinkhole. They trained it on a gargantuan 15.12 trillion token dataset, covering code, languages, documents, and more. But that's just the start. To stabilize training at that scale, they introduced a custom optimizer called MuonClip, which recalibrates attention matrices on the fly. Think of it as tuning a race car's suspension in real time, keeping it agile at insane speeds without crashing. But here's where Kimi K2 breaks away from the pack. It doesn't just talk, it executes. This model was trained using simulated real-world workflows. That means it's not waiting for a user to guide every step. Give it a goal, and it figures out the tools, writes and debugs the code, analyzes the data, and completes the entire task without babysitting. It thinks in chains, acts with intent, and adapts as it goes. Need more memory? K2 has it. It supports up to 128,000 tokens of context, enough to track long documents, entire chats, or complex instructions with ease. And its architecture? Each token is processed through 8 of 384 expert modules and 1 global expert, distributed across 64 attention heads. It's like having a specialized army of mini AIs working in harmony. Moonshot dropped 2 versions. Kimi K2 Base, raw and customizable for advanced users, and Kimi K2 Instruct, ready to roll. And on benchmarks, it smokes most commercial models. 71.6% on SWE Bench, just under Claude 4 Sonnet, 65.8% on TOA 2, agent-based coding tasks, well ahead of GPT 4.1. And on math and reasoning, a blistering 97.4% on Math 500. It's not hype, it's here.
Section 3. The cost paradigm shift. So how much does all this power cost? Here's the jaw-dropper. While major players like Gemini 2.5 Pro or Claude charge upwards of $3 per million input tokens and as much as $15 per million output, Moonshot K2 comes in at just 60 cents for input and 25 cents for output. Yes, really. And it doesn't stop there. Moonshot also offers local deployment. That means no cloud lock-in, no recurring fees, no worrying about API throttling or vendor risk. If you're a developer or a company running sensitive workloads, this is a game changer. But Kimi K2 represents more than a price advantage. It's a philosophical one. Traditional LLMs are brilliant explainers. They answer questions, summarize, and clarify. But they don't do. They're like professors who won't lift a finger. Kimi K2 is more like a junior engineer. It reads your spec, spins up the tools, and finishes the job. In an internal moonshot test, it used 17 different tools to complete a multi-step workflow, all without human help. This isn't chat, this is execution. And here's the most disruptive part. It's open source. That means anyone, from startups in Nairobi to labs in Berlin, can fine-tune it, integrate it, or deploy it at scale. We're not debating which model has the smoothest voice anymore. We're asking which one can build a working product on its own. Section 4. Google's Memory Bank, Solving AI's Amnesia. Of course, an agent that acts is only as good as its memory. Most language models, no matter how big, suffer from short-term memory loss. They forget your name, your preferences, your context. Developers have had to patch this by shoving entire chat histories into prompts just to keep the conversation coherent. It's clunky, expensive, and slow. Enter Google's Vertex AI Memory Bank. Tucked quietly into their agent engine, this system solves the recall problem by watching every interaction and extracting persistent facts in the background. A Gemini model monitors the conversation and auto-tags durable details, preferences, tasks, personal data. Then it stores them under scoped categories like user IDs, project tags, or device clusters, making sure nothing important gets overwritten. And when you come back, the agent doesn't scroll through chat logs, it simply pings the memory bank, fetches the relevant facts, and applies them instantly. It's smart, stoped recall, not brute force. This allows for AI agents that genuinely remember. A health assistant that recalls a soy allergy from last month. A financial bot that tracks your investment preferences. A beauty advisor that adapts to seasonal skin changes. And developers, they don't need to touch any pipelines. Just flip a config switch in Vertex Agent Engine or call REST endpoints from LangGraph, Crew AI, or even plain Python. What was once a research fantasy is now a toggle switch. This is what production-grade AI should look like.
Section 5. Microsoft's Flash Reasoning, the mini giant. Now, not every problem needs a trillion-parameter brain. Sometimes you just want a quick thinking assistant that can run on your laptop, digest long documents, and reason in real time. That's where Microsoft's new model, Phi-3 Mini Flash Reasoning, comes in, and it's a tiny monster. Clocking in at just 3.8 billion parameters, it's proof that small can still mean powerful. Using a novel architecture dubbed Samba Nova Way, it blends traditional decoder blocks with state space models, adding gated memory units that store critical information and reduce latency. Translation? It remembers more, forgets less, and runs up to 10x faster on 32K token workloads. They trained it on over 5 trillion data points, a mix of real and synthetic, and even without reinforcement learning from human feedback, it beat out larger models like Q1.15b on math and reasoning tasks. 92.45% on Math 500, over 50% on Amy 24 problem solving. And it's open source. Fully downloadable on Hugging Face, complete with tokenizer, weights, and quick start docs. Developers, researchers, and entrepreneurs can now run lean agents with memory on a single A100 or even a laptop with no cloud bill. Use cases? Think legal teams parsing massive contracts, scientists scanning 10,000 research papers, or engineers running agents that stay smart without GPU clusters. The new age isn't just big models everywhere. It's the right-sized model in the right place, doing the right job fast. Final section, progress versus chaos. So here's the million-token question. Will democratizing trillion-scale AI and giving it memory, autonomy, and open access spark the next wave of innovation? Or will it unleash chaos that we can't yet control? That's the paradox we now face. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are we empowering a generation of builders or playing with something we don't fully understand? Smash that like button, subscribe for weekly deep dives, and grab the free AI income blueprint in the description. It won't stay free forever, and trust me, you'll want to see how real people are turning this tech into actual income. This is just the beginning. Catch you in the next one.